Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Sega Man in the late night. You probably wouldn't expect me to do this little hangouts tonight, and I did a video earlier about Xbox, Activision, and Blizzard coming together. Welcome to the family, Activision and Blizzard, man. My brothers did a podcast, and I got one of them in here right now. Unlimited Production. What is up, man? What's going on? That's right, Sega Man in the late night, bro. I had to do this little podcast, man. You know what I mean? Because this is some crazy shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft acquiring Activision and Blizzard, man. This shit is crazy, man. I mean, this shit is crazy. It's over for PlayStation now, brother. You know what I'm saying? It's a done deal. You know what I'm saying, Unlimited, man? I know it's late, man. If you want to come on for just a little bit, let me know. If not, man, I'm just going to do a little hangouts, chill out with the chat for about, a half an hour. You know what I mean? But I had to do it, man. I mean, this shit is crazy, man. Our brother E-Rock did a video on it earlier. You know what I mean? And this is some crazy shit. I didn't expect this to come at all, man. I mean, this is exciting, bro. You know what I mean? For them to acquire, what is it, $70 billion? Man, Microsoft got them long pockets, bro. You sure, man? All right, I'll send you a link. Man. Give me 1 second, bro. Just if you want to just come in for a little bit. He bought one too. He might come in. Let me send my brother Unlimited a link to come in with me real quick. Let's see, man. Let me get my brother in here. Let me get my brother Unlimited Productions in here, man. Chop it up with me just for a little bit. You know what I mean? There we go. All right, Unlimited, man. I sent you the link, brother. Whenever you're ready to come on in, man, just come on in, brother. I want to hear what you had to say on the show. I didn't get to listen to the show. I know you had a special guest, our brother Outer Zinc, was in there, and I didn't get to listen to it, man, because I was at work. I couldn't. I tried to come in, but I had a problem with my phone, man. There he is, my brother Unlimited. Let's get my brother in here. Unlimited, what's up, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. After a day like today, I figure I might as well just make all the rounds, be on everybody's show.
Unlimited, brother, man. I want to get your opinion on this, man. I mean, when I heard about this, when E-Rock sent me the message earlier about the emergency podcast, and when I seen that he said Microsoft, Xbox acquired Activision and Blizzard, that blew me the fuck away, bruh.
Yeah, well, I was the one who told E-Rock this morning.
Yeah, Unlimited, man.
Yeah, cause look, man, I woke up, made my breakfast, cause I'm still working from home, right? So I got my computer set up for work and all that stuff. So I was just BSing around, eating my breakfast before I start working, and I see that tweet from Phil Spencer, and I had to make sure for a minute, cause at first, I'm thinking this is all a joke, but no, it's really him. And then he quoted the article from Xbox.com. Okay, this is legit. So I started to check around. I see Forbes released an article, Washington Post. So I'm like, okay, this is real. And so I went live like 2 minutes after finding out and telling E-Rock.
Man.
Yeah. So, but man, this is a massive, just another blockbuster deal. $70 billion. Well, technically 68.7, but
Okay.
let's round it off to $70 billion.
Yeah.
$70 billion for Activision, man. I didn't see this coming. I think anybody who saw this coming is a liar, because this shook the gaming world once again. Phil Spencer and them at Xbox, man. Right now they're just an unstoppable force, Sega, man.
You know what, too, Unlimited? I said in my video earlier, you know what? People, I probably he bought calling now, man. It is him calling.
Oh, look, he
Let's
bought.
see what he answers. What's up, man? I'm on live right now with Unlimited. What's up, bro? I sent you a link. I'm just doing just a quick hangouts about the Activision thing with Xbox, man. Me and Unlimited are live right now. If you wanted to just come in for a little bit, I'm not going to be on here long, man, because I just got home.
Yeah.
You gonna come in? All right, brother. See you in there. Wow, he hung up on me and shit. But yeah, man. I had no idea, Unlimited. I'm glad that you brought the news out, man. This is some fire news.
Yeah.
It's very exciting. What's up, KTJ Gaming? What's up with you, man? We're just talking about the Xbox Activision Blizzard deal that's going on right now. This is just really fire news for us, man. And I think Unlimited now with them getting all these games from Activision and Blizzard. Now, are all these games, in your opinion, are they going to be in Game Pass, and are they going to be exclusive?
100%. The games are going to be in Game Pass. All of them. Well, the thing about some of those Blizzard games are only on PC, so I would imagine that they'll eventually make it to Xbox if I were a betting man. Because again, this is $70 billion. You don't spend that much money just to keep things the same, right?
Yeah.
So I guarantee that games like StarCraft, which is only on PC, they'll eventually work on a console version of it. But otherwise, those Call of Duty games, day one on Game Pass, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo 4, all that stuff.
Oh man,
all that stuff. Once available, day one on Game Pass. And as for exclusives, yeah, again, they spent so much money. Look, let's put it this way, Sega man. The board of directors, they approve all that money. They want some aggressive results, and the aggressive results isn't going to be all right. You paid this money. We're just going to keep putting the game on PlayStation and every other platform. No, we're going to be surprised, but what games are going to be exclusive to Xbox? I think that hell, they might even do something. You know how Halo, they got the campaign and the multiplayer separately.
Yeah,
they might do something like that with Call of Duty. The campaign and story mode exclusive to Xbox, but keep the multiplayer, multiplat for PlayStation and Xbox and PC. They might do something like that for all we know. But the point is, they own these Activision games, so they could do whatever they want. And if you ask me, that means having games exclusive to the Xbox ecosystem and on Game Pass.
Man, that is, you know what? One of the big ones you just mentioned, and I didn't even think about this because I forgot Activision, they were under Activision, is Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Now, Crash Bandicoot, now I wonder if the I wonder if the ponies and the trolls out there are going to be salty about that. We're getting the so-called Sony mascot is Crash Bandicoot. So they will no longer see Crash Bandicoot on their system, I guess, huh?
Yeah. Look, whatever that last Crash Bandicoot game was, that might be the last Crash Bandicoot to ever hit PlayStation. So they should say goodbye to that. Same with Spyro the Dragon.
Oh man.
Yeah. And it's funny because I saw this post of somebody saying if Microsoft don't put Spyro and Crash on PlayStation, we'll riot.
Are you serious?
Oh man, they losing their mind, Sega man. They losing their mind.
Well, Unlimited. Let's say they. What's up, E-Rock? Today will be a day long remembered. That's right, brother.
Yep.
I can't believe you're up, man. You usually knocked out, man.
Yeah,
I just wanted to do a quick podcast, brother. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get to watch the podcast. I was really just really salty about that because I was at work. I kept thinking about the podcast with all you brothers in there with special guests, our brother Alder Zink. I'm like, God damn. When y'all sent me the link, I tried to get in, but there was something wrong with my mic. And I'm like, man, I got to get back to work because I wanted to talk to y'all for at least about 20, 30 minutes because I was on my lunch break. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
but I'm glad E-Rock's in the building, man. But he did a great video. I mean, he was making them mad. You could tell he was making them mad, man. You know what I mean? Because it's time for us to celebrate, bro. It is. It is really time for Xbox gamers and fans out there to celebrate, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Xbox now has Bethesda games, Activision. They also have their studios they purchased them years ago, Ninja Theory, Turn 10, and all them. So uh, we're in the
Oh,
golden age. We're in the golden age of Xbox, Sega, man. That's the best way I could ever put it.
hey, Unlimited. E-Rock said he's still fired up. Can you send him a link?
Yeah. I'll send the link. Give me a
All right,
second.
brother. Thanks, man. Thanks. Oh man, I can't wait to hear what he got to say, man.
Yeah, I know. I know. All right, I'm sending it right now.
All right, cool. What's up, 9 foot? 9 foot in the building. What's up, man? Love you to see it. What's up, brother? What's up, Fire Boss? What's up? What's you, man? What's going on, good brother? How you doing, man? We're celebrating, man. We're celebrating in the late night with Sega, man. I usually don't do this shit. I'm usually in the bed.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
man.
had to do this because this is big. This is huge.
Oh, it's
You know what I
massive.
mean? I mean, this is look, Candy Crush. They're in the mobile scene now, bro.
Yeah,
Candy
that is
Crush?
a good point.
Oh man.
That's a good point, Sega man.
Candy Crush is one of them. Diablo. Oh man, it's a done deal. It's over. It is over. They're on like third of the market now, right?
What was that?
They own like half of the game market now with that, right?
Well, they own a chunk of it.
What's up, E?
Okay, E-Rock made it. That's what's up.
What up, E?
What's going on, fellas?
Oh,
See,
E
you
Rock.
know,
Man, I had to do this, man. I mean, I'm not even tired. I was hyped all night at work. I was like, man, I wish I could have been in the podcast, brother. I know y'all had a good old ass time with Outer Zinc in there, brother, man. Oh man, I bet you it was a fire ass podcast, man. I might
Yeah,
actually go back and watch it. Go back and watch the podcast tomorrow morning, man. But what do you think about this, E-Rock? I know you made a video. I was cracking up, man. You had me on the floor dying, man. I know you was making those dumbasses over there, those ponies and those trolls, salty as hell, man. What do you think about this, man? This is crazy, bro.
mm, um, yeah. I was getting ready to go to bed, but I seen y'all talking. I said, I can't believe my brothers are still up, and I can get sleep. I can get sleep some other time. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
clear.
brother.
Well, Unlimited Production told me this morning. It took me like 20 minutes to process it.
Yeah, Unlimited's on the ball.
It's just,
Man.
it's just unbelievable, man. That Xbox family, we won.
Yeah,
And I hate to sound like that, we won, like we some children fighting over a fucking trophy. But we didn't start this console war. They did. We didn't start this console war. They started it. We didn't harass them from 2013 to 2018. They harassed us.
Yeah,
So there's an old saying that we heard from back in the day. You should let sleeping dogs lie,
you're
and
right.
don't wake a sleeping giant. And I was wondering for so long, Sega man, like a lot of Xbox fans, how long is Xbox going to take this shit from this outdated, financially broke Japanese company who back in 2018 their stock was downgraded to junk by the
yeah,
Japanese stock exchange. I
yeah,
said, how long is Microsoft going to take this from these guys, man? And so when they bought Bethesda about a year and 3 months ago, that really was the death knell for
Yeah,
Sony. But this is over, man. Basically, Sony had to support themselves with Sony Santa Monica, Insomniac, Guerrilla Games,
mm-hmm.
and a few other studios. They got about 10 studios now. Like I was just saying a couple of days ago, for every 3 PlayStation games come out, Xbox has about 6 or 7. It's like almost a 3 to 1 game disadvantage. But
right.
now this is crazy. This is Sega man. I never thought I'd ever live to see this, but I'm glad I did. But
Yeah,
it just feels weird now to know that there's nothing Sony can do to combat this. They don't have the money to combat Microsoft.
No, they don't. They don't, man.
This this is a huge power play, and you would have expected that if Amazon was serious about gaming, they would have made this move. But I guess Amazon is more focused on conquering the world of shipping and retail, which makes sense for them, and building all of these retail centers around the world. We thought that Google was going to be the ones to make a move like this, but Stadia just failed with all of Google's resources. Stadia failed.
Yeah.
Microsoft had the resources, they had the infrastructure, but $70 billion. That means that Microsoft is all in with gaming, and as Xbox owners, we don't have nothing to worry
We
about.
don't got nothing.
We got at least 23 games coming out this
What's
year
up,
to Game
P-Bot?
Pass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now this is like Unlimited Production. This is overkill. This is slaughter. This is manslaughter. somebody call the police. It's manslaughter.
And you know what, man? I'm hearing like 9 Foot is saying all the PS guys are flipping, or they're flipping and bending the knee. I mean, this is crazy, man. I mean, I was just looking at the advertisement, and one thing that some people overlook, might have overlooked, is Candy Crush is in that. Now they're in the mobile. That's huge. I mean, that's bank right there, man. All these people that play Candy Crush, and now Microsoft owns all that now. Man, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, it really is. This is what Microsoft doing is unprecedented. And you know what? You know what this is, guys? This is 2013 all over again, in the sense that they're doing something we've never seen. It's just this time they're so much more powerful that people just can't deny it. You can't there's they can't, there's no Don Matrick take the spin to make it negative. And then I'm seeing guys like Colin Moriarty try real hard, they brute force their way. They chose brute force over creativity, trying to make it seem like,
fuck out of here.
I'm dead serious, man. Trying to make
Sony did the same shit back in 1996. What the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
Exactly. Oh,
yeah, right.
Exactly. Look, E-Rock and Sega Man. Either if he doesn't know this, he shouldn't have a platform, and if he does know this, then he's just a blatant liar. So it's a lose-lose situation for him, in my opinion. But you're going to see that a lot, guys. You're going to see that a lot, guys. This whole hot take that Sony did it the right way. They did it the right way by, quote unquote, building devs, creating a relationship with these developers before they purchase it. Another coping mechanism, because that's all it is, a coping mechanism, right? Because they can't, people like Colin Moriarty, they can't, there's nothing that they could ever say. They know that there's no game Sony could release. There's nothing there's no studio Sony could purchase. There's no rebranding with that Spartacus shit Sony could do that could match what Xbox is doing right now. So their only attack now is to pretty much try to downplay everything, or make Microsoft seem like the bad guy here. It's not working because he looks stupid as fuck.
Hey, Unlimited.
They're gonna try.
Hey, Unlimited. Not to cut you off, but I'm looking through all the YouTube videos associated with the keywords Xbox or Activision. So our favorite idiot, Amazing Lucas, he's got a video up saying Microsoft buying Activision isn't a big deal. And
really?
And he got himself up there yawning, and he's got a thumbnail of Spider-Man, the Ghost of Tsushima, Kratos, and Ratchet. Lucas, I know your math is fucked up, but we're talking about 6 now versus 20. We're talking 6 or 7 IPs versus 30 IPs. You lose, bro. You lose.
30.
Listen, Mister. Let me go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, no. That was my only point.
Go ahead, brother.
Listen, Mr. Lucas is so out of touch that he doesn't realize Microsoft now owns the father of what Spider-Man games are today, which is Beanox.
Yeah.
They're the ones who created the structure of what Spider-Man game is that was adapted by Insomniac. So in realistic terms, they can actually make now an exclusive game from Marvel, because they said they would make it with anyone that is exclusive to Xbox, that will destroy anything on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But that's how out of touch these people are. They just talk and talk and talk, and don't realize that Insomniac Spider-Man structure from Miles Morales and the PS4 Spider-Man was the same structure they adapted from Beanox, which Microsoft owns now.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, which I didn't think about earlier, but it came to me as it all keeps registering in your brain
Yeah.
because you don't realize all the possibilities and you don't realize all the things that this acquisition brings to the table, right? Because there's so much to soak in. The same way I'm tired of seeing already people trying to, they keep saying, oh, Microsoft stole Crash and Spiral from PlayStation. Listen, Sony bought the exclusivity for those games back in the PlayStation 1 era to combat Sega and Nintendo with Sonic and Mario.
Mm-hmm.
They never owned Naughty Dog or they never owned Insomniac, even way back when. They owned the exclusivity rights. When the Crash and the Spiral franchises stopped making them any type of money, they sold it to Activision. Once it was sold, they had no ownership because they owned it once they bought Naughty Dog, right? They never owned Spiral until they bought it from Insomniac, and then they sold it to Activision. Activision owns those IPs. They never own shit. Okay?
Yeah.
And the fact that people are saying, oh, that Microsoft uh, is bullying, buying everybody, monopolizing everybody. Sony's entire existence and the reason why Nintendo almost went bankrupt and Sega went out of the hardware business was because Sony had so much fucking money back in the 80s and 90s that they were able to buy out every studio they wanted and they were able to buy out all the exclusivity rights for a ton of games and no one else could match that. And since they couldn't match it, that is why they were able to dominate for so long with their console because during PS1, Saturn died a year later. They had no competition. The 64 didn't come out until almost 3 years in the life cycle of the generation. There was no competition. Okay. And then when the PS2 came out, okay, they didn't take it serious until they saw Sega bust their ass with the Dreamcast in 1 year. And then once they came out, people are all excited about the DVD player that they were like, I'm not buying it, held out on Dreamcast. They didn't buy shit that the studios and developers got scared and moved over and started making deals with Sony for PS2. And the Dreamcast stopped their life cycle 1 month or 5 months after the PS2 came out.
Yep.
It only lasted a year and a half.
Yep.
And Xbox didn't come out until almost 2.5 years after they were already established. Meanwhile, they were established coming all the way from the PS1 era. And then when they got competition during the 360 era, because Microsoft beat them to the punch, they got their ass handed to them. And when they got their ass handed to them, they couldn't compete until they fucking did everything with diminished returns, either with their consoles and their game sales. Plus, they were also in 37 regions that Xbox was not even prevalent or present in at that point in time because they were the new kids on the block and still managed to sell 86 million units. Okay? The only real time that they got hurt once again and that Sony actually dominated in sales was during Xbox One, and we all know why that was. One, they didn't have the backing of Microsoft at that point. They were thinking about closing the division. They had to make do with what they had. That's why they let go of the deal with Call of Duty and let it go to Sony. That's why they were concentrating on making new and interesting IPs that were brand new, smaller in scale, but with nostalgia, like Crimson Dragon or Local Cycle or Max Curse or the Brotherhood or Rise, Son of Rome or Killer Instinct, because they wanted to win with the games and nostalgia. And what people care about? Resolution. But yet, when they bust their ass that they had no games, and then Sony finally started getting games, what happened? When they cut the narrative of resolution, oh, it's about the game. Microsoft don't got big AAAs. Of course not. They didn't have no studios. They only had 5. They only had 5, and each of their studios were dedicated to a certain IP. In the case of like 343s or Halo, in the case of Forza, Turn 10, obviously, right? And then Coalition, which at that point was called, they were called something else. Where they were making that Shanghai game. He repurposed them and created them to become the House of Gears. Okay, so and then they had the 343 studio, the Minecraft that they bought. And the ID at Xbox Studio, which we're buying, which is considered a studio that picking up all these smaller independent studios, which they help with Ori and games like Cuphead and Super Lucky Tales and what was the other one, Limbo and Braid, and they all once they got established and made money went and real quick running to Sony and Nintendo to put it on their fucking platform because Microsoft didn't take their IP away. Okay, even fucking Insomniac that they helped build that graphic engine that now runs Spider-Man with Sunset Overdrive. Okay, that Microsoft helped them fund because Sony didn't want to help them unless they owned their IP or did photorealistic graphics. Okay, that was the new quote unquote agenda, right? If it don't look photorealistic, it's not real because making it photorealistic gives the illusion that a console is more powerful than the other. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why they did that. But when it comes to the fundamentals and structures and longevity of the games, they're bare bones. They don't have games even with co-op, for Christ's sakes, with a co-op campaign. Microsoft games do, or with multi-platform, a competent multi-platform component, which all of Microsoft games, or 90% of them, do for longevity. And now procedurally generated games like CFDs, and you see how that ended up. So again, all that BS is the shit that irks me the most because you're seeing people do this, trying to spin it, and yet it's still false, stupid, dumb information. Now I've seen videos from dumb people trying to say, "Oh, Sony better do something. They better go buy From Software. They better go buy Square Enix." Of course they're gonna do that because those are the only companies, because they're Japanese developers that stick to their own kind, that they're biased, and they've done this for a long time, that can actually give Sony an opportunity to buy them at a welfare or prostitute price, and they take it up the ass because they rather work for Sony at those prostitute prices because their ego and their cultural mentality doesn't let them do anything other than do that. Right?
Yeah.
Because let's be real, Insomniac got bought like prostitutes, $235 million. Rare got bought 20 years ago at $337 million. 20 years ago by Microsoft. 20. Okay? They got more money than Insomniac did now with supposedly the big success they got with Spider-Man. Put that into perspective. They got sold and that bent over and got it right up the rear end like they're prostitutes on 42nd Street. Okay? Because they were just worrying about the perception. Oh, now we're accepted. People enjoy our games. They're giving us accolades. Because all their other games before that were not praised that way, with the exception of Ratchet. And that got stale because they did like 15,000 versions of the game. Okay? And now people want to give them credit. Oh, they're the super known developer. No, because none of the other games they made, nobody cared. Nobody bought them. And it's going to be the same shit now. Microsoft can use all these damn developers from Bethesda and from fucking goddamn, let's say now from Activision. They're going to use their developers to make great IPs, bring back new stuff, probably do new shit, okay? Because they got things like Vicarious Vision as well now, which is a nice developer, right?
Got some good developers. Raven. Don't know. Raven made my favorite superheroes game, the old X-Men Legends and Marvel.
That's right.
Yeah,
game.
That's right. They made High Moon. They got their own High Moon Studios now. The people behind the Dark Watch team, which was fantastic. Okay,
Activision have some great studios. The problem is
they didn't use
the last 2 years. They just made them all make Call of Duty.
Yeah, make Call of Duty exactly. And now with this type of, leadership, they might give them an opportunity to do other things and give Call of Duty an opportunity to breathe and actually become a force to be reckoned with again. Make it fresh again. Make it interesting again. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's another thing that people have to look at, I'm sorry.
They need to make people miss Call of Duty now, because right now it's suffering from franchise fatigue, man.
Yeah, franchise fatigue, exactly. Absolutely.
It's like how Michael Jordan in the 90s, they got tired of voting for this dude for MVP. So they started like fucking Karl Malone and Charles Barkley.
Good point, Unlimited. Good point.
It's like, people just get sick. Just get sick of that shit after a while, man. So they even though it's the biggest selling game every year, Phil's the type of dude who'll definitely make that sacrifice 1 year of Call of Duty for the long-term benefit of people. You know what I'm saying? Even if people just have that mentality of, okay, Call of Duty ain't an every year thing, so that means that they're gonna put more resources into it.
Well, they have to recondition them. Sega Man and my brother E-Rock and my brother Unlimited. They have to recondition those gamers. Those gamers are that's all they see. You understand? But if they recondition them by making it miss it, the franchise, and make them realize, damn, we were really not playing the quality that they were able to bring out.
Yeah.
If they had some time to actually dedicate some thought, put some thought process into the game mechanics to refresh it, to add new game mechanics, new story elements, and how to execute it, to make it more fresh and modern, right? And make it still feel unique in its own right. Then those people realize, damn, this was a good thing for Call of Duty. Because what a lot of people are not realizing, like I kept saying in the Exile earlier, this is also to save Activision. This is not just an acquisition for profit and benefit. Yes, absolutely it is. But this is also to save Activision from its demise. Because right now, it has backlash. It has the backlash from the bad representation within the company and the CEOs and the people that were running it. Plus, the games are getting a lot of backlash. Even though they're making money still, they're still getting backlash because they don't have the quality that people are used to or wanted or were used to from before. Because Microsoft helped kill Call of Duty from the very beginning with the 360 era. Call of Duty 2 is what cemented Call of Duty to make it big where it is now with Activision. Because the Call of Duties from before that came out didn't do that. It was Call of Duty 2 that made that. Now, the first one that came out with the release, I think it was 2, right? Or was it just Call of Duty?
I think it was just Call of Duty.
The one that came out for the Call of Duty, yeah. Because remember, they had another one before, like on the Xbox OG and shit. But those games didn't put it in the map. It was Xbox 360's Call of Duty that put them on the map. You know what I mean? That put them on the map. And that's why it makes sense that they could have this type of relationship. These relationships were built by Phil because he's been there for over 18, for more than 30 years. He's been there since he was 18. He knows half of these dudes since he was a puppy. Okay? Phil's now an old fart, and he's still doing what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? This is not something you could just buy out flat out. You can't do that. You just can't do that. You have to earn that respect and that trust from your workers around you, where they just gave him a new position. He's now the CEO of the Xbox Games Studios, which is a new division they just created. It wasn't even there. He's the head honcho of everything Microsoft and Xbox now, like with Xbox, with everything game related. That because they have the trust in him. They know he knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's like E-Rock said, it's an assassination right now. There's just no way around that.
So what do you guys think about also, not to get off topic, but one of the chat members said good box, which is true. I seen this earlier when I was looking at gaming news that Game Pass is at 25 million. 25 million, man. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? With all these like them acquiring these studios and stuff like that, and then you see a lot of these games are probably going to be in Game Pass, man. It's just going to get even bigger, man. Even bigger.
Yeah. Let E-Rock speak. Let E-Rock speak first. I know he goes to sleep early, so let E-Rock go first.
Oh no, I'm good. I was just thinking, man, would now be a good time to show that meme of Phil Spencer with the Grim Reaper's jacket on, knocking on the door.
That would be at this point. That meme is an understatement right now.
Oh,
at this point.
God, dude, what the fuck? This is a massacre.
I call E-Rock at, I think what was it, at 12:30? I'm like, E-Rock, what the hell you talking about? Yeah, man, Xbox more Activision. I'm like, get the fucking, no, they didn't. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And he's like, yeah, limited. And then I went, and sure enough, there it was, the meltdown, people throwing themselves out the window. I saw ponies all over Twitter putting Xbox logo. It's like, I'm selling my PS5. Ain't no point. Ain't no point. I'm like, oh my God.
Are you serious, Ebot?
Swear to God. Dead serious. Swear to God.
They selling PS5s. They switching logos. They burning their games and shit.
Mm-hmm. Pissed. Mad as hell.
They having an existential crisis out there, man.
And you know what makes me laugh? A-Rock, you know what's
making videos trying to fucking what? like I don't like. It's so crazy to be that fucking. What does Sony do to deserve this kind of loyalty?
Yeah, exactly.
Where you just can't say.
Nobody ever answered that.
I'll never
E-Rock,
understand it.
I told you what it is, E-Rock. Even though people don't want to believe me, Amazing Lucas is a fucking bag chaser. He does that shit. He does that shit on purpose. He knows that what he's saying is stupid. He knows it, but he does it because the Sony fanboys and fan base, they're cheerleaders for him. They're the cheerleaders on the sideline in a football game, and he knows that. And then he knows he's gonna piss off Xbox guys. I mean, I love that you call him out because those videos be funny as hell. And when Griffin did it as well, but that's why he does that. That's why I don't even take him serious because ain't nobody that's fucking. Well, then again, he could be that stupid. I don't know, but ain't nobody could be that stupid to say that it's not a big deal. How if it's the number one game on PS5 that sells over anything else they give you?
I'm still trying to figure out if you ever got that return on Returnal.
Yeah, probably not. He probably didn't. He probably didn't, but he won't say that. He won't say that.
He bitched a storm over that game.
Oh man, he had a fucking meltdown.
I don't know. As E-Rock always say, man, there's something about that Japanese box because if I spend $500 on a console and the game bricked it and they won't return my fucking money, I'm calling it a day. I'm going to the competitor. Right. But somehow these dudes stay loyal. Like Sony, so you know that phrase, don't piss on me and say it's raining. Man, Sony pisses on them and they be like, hey, get the umbrella.
Where's the umbrella? Where's the umbrella? Yeah.
They opening arms like Michael Jackson. They open their mouth. They want to take the piss in. It's just so crazy. You got fucking you got Saltiest Gaming saying, oh well, they bought some of the biggest publishers ever, but we got 6 games. Like, are you fucking serious?
What, for real?
To say that
with a straight face.
To say that seriously, man. That's the cognitive dissonance we talk about because no rational human being could be that much of a corporate slave.
They can't take the L.
It would take us too long to sit here and go through all the IPs that Microsoft has now.
Yeah,
they had their original 23 studios. Now there's let's just say in a perfect PlayStation world, it was PlayStation that bought Activision. They'd be the first ones to be so happy.
Great point, E-Rock.
What would they say?
Great point,
E-Rock, man. E-Rock, I wanted to piggyback off that because on Twitter, somebody exposed Colin Moriarty.
I saw that.
When he purchased House Marquee, he's praising. Oh, look at this acquisition. With the Activision one. Oh, so Microsoft chose to brute force. This isn't how gaming's supposed to be.
No, he called it malign. He called it malign. What the fuck he called it? He called it malign some shit. And he says this is not how you buy. He says some stupid, because he loves talking. He's good with words, so he likes to make it sound like he's intelligent, right?
Yeah,
because he knows how to speak. But it's like, dude, are you serious? The first thing I put up on there was, well, please give us an explanation in a video why Microsoft doesn't have access to Street Fighter, Final Fantasy, Berserk, Fist of the North Star, Persona. Yep. What the fuck else? I put all the games that I know, like Forspoken, Kena, and no one's saying anything. No one's saying that that's monopoly. When in fact, they don't even own those IPs. They don't own the studio. They're not funding those projects. They only bought and paid for the exclusivity, which is a very big difference, right? Because there's another thing that they're saying. These fucking fuzzballs, if you notice when they're talking, people like, Jason Fryer. Yeah, but Microsoft's still the third in revenue in gaming under Sony and Apple or somebody else. I forgot who it was. And I'm like, you do realize that revenue is not profit, right? Revenue is not profit. They make revenue, but Microsoft still makes more profit than anybody else in gaming. As far as the console space. No one else. It's Microsoft. Okay? So profit is what matters. If Microsoft makes $30 billion in profit, Sony makes only 1.7. Doesn't matter if Sony sold more revenue, made more revenue than that. Look, Sony's revenue went down today, and their stocks they went down 7% in one day, 7%. And also keep in mind, right, that these are the same fucking fools that were just talking a week ago. Oh man. It only makes sense that Final Fantasy and Square Enix becomes partners and that Sony owns them because they were born there. When in fact, Final Fantasy was birthed on the NES.
Yeah.
Right. That's my point, E-Rock. That's my point, E-Rock. And then they try to bring the Kojima shit when you know that started in the MSX, and Kojima was the one who went to Sony. I want to make my first game since I've been independent with Sony. He did that. He said it in the interview, clear as day. All they did was let him use the Decima engine that was created by Guerrilla Games. That's all they did. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. You know what's funny? These guys, first of all, hey, E-Rock, Sega Man, E-Bot. Apparently, there must have been a graduation class because there are a lot of antitrust lawyers now. Everybody's an expert on monopolies.
Yes, that's the new one. Yeah.
And so I'm seeing a lot of this, y'all. Microsoft is apparently monopolizing gaming. At the same time, the exact same people are begging Sony. Seriously, you go to any PlayStation tweet, they're begging Sony, buy Square Enix, buy From Software, buy Take-Two. So which one is it, guys? Is it a monopoly or do you need Sony to play catch up, which they can't? Pick a narrative. These guys.
Right.
These guys are such politicians, man. I call them politicians because they try to play all sides.
Yeah, they do.
Well, this is the first thing. The monopoly. Okay, so why isn't the fact that Sony owns Crunchyroll, Funimation, and Aspirin? I think it's called Aspirin. The three major markets that distribute, and the only ones that distribute anime in America.
And remember,
why is it that they own all three, and yet nobody's saying nothing? That's not monopoly.
And remember, they almost ran into antitrust issues with the Funimation. I believe it was the Funimation purchase.
Mm-hmm. But they let them get away with it because the American laws don't apply to any Japanese company. Because at the end of the day, whether their fucking station is here and not the main station is no longer in Japan, they're still a Japanese company. They file themselves as a Japanese company. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the laws don't apply to them. They can get away with shit that Microsoft cannot. Because Microsoft is American. Period. If Microsoft would have done some shit like that, forget it, they would have gotten robbed. They'd have gone robbed.
Yeah.
And E-Rock makes a great point. If this would have been Sony that would have bought Activision, forget about it. But see, Microsoft's dead. That Bethesda acquisition was for nothing. Sony got this.
Microsoft is dead. Crash Bandicoot has finally come home. It's a monopoly when Xbox is doing it. It's a monopoly when Xbox is doing it. But when Sony is doing it in business, Microsoft needs to spend money. Microsoft needs to buy studios. Microsoft needs to compete. Well, they spent their money and competed. The fuck you crying about? What are you crying about?
No.
They got. Look, hey, E-Rock, man. The PlayStation community, they should be happy because they got everything they wanted. They didn't want games on a service, so now they got $70 games. Ooh, be happy about that. Hey, look, I'm not making any. All right. How many times have they said this stuff? Look, they don't. I mean, they want an Xbox to competing and destroying them.
Oh, they compete, right?
Because they spent like 5 fucking years telling Xbox to do better. Xbox had no games. Now they got games. They should be happier than us because they were louder than us on this bullshit. So they should be ecstatic. They got everything they want. They got them.
Oh, that's another thing. Unlimited. Now that you said that, let me throw in something real quick, not to cut you off. I've seen motherfuckers trying to say this is just Microsoft trying to make sure that they end the consoles and only make everything digital for the future. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! Here we go again.
I haven't even seen that one.
Jesus Christ! Here we go again.
Well, that's where shit is heading anyway. But I think they jumping the gun by about 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
And listen, E-Rock, like I told you before, and like I told people before, digital and physical can always coexist because not everybody's going to like to own shit and pay for shit digital with licensing issues and distributions. That's why go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, in the digital age, you go to Best Buy and they still got like 20 fucking rolls of DVDs and Blu-ray.
Yeah, DVDs, exactly, which are fucking ancient and relic. And they're still the highest selling thing in the physical space in movies. I think they're 80% of the market.
I think it's going to take a little longer for video games to go all digital because of collectors and because of people wanting physical copies. But as far as
Is that
movies,
plus natively?
I can't imagine ever buying a DVD again. I can't. I
Well,
can't ever.
plus it's native. Iraq. You're never going to get the power of real native hardware on any streaming service unless it's retarded expensive. If people cry now that a $15 service per month for 180 a year is too much, imagine with bandwidth running at super high speeds for the power of native consoles, running a game at 8K, 12K, we will have to pay like $200 a month. Ain't nobody going to do that.
Yeah.
No one is going to do that. Mark my words, Iraq. I could die tomorrow, God forbid. It's never going to happen. Physical will never go away. It's not going to go away. It's not, because the risk is too big. The only reason Microsoft is pushing hard for digital, like I keep saying to people, is because they can't get to certain countries because of legal problems, legal issues, because of bandwidth issues, because they don't even have an infrastructure for online, even for something simple as dial-up. They don't have nothing anymore. They don't have it because there's too much, communism or fucked up countries with the way they run them. They don't let them have people have shit. Look at China. They didn't have consoles for 15 fucking years. Okay?
Yeah, that's
15 years without consoles.
That's crazy.
Until last generation. So, okay, trust me what I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
This is just so they can have their cake and eat it too, so to speak. So they can reach markets that will never be able to make consoles for cheap because the cost of logistics will be too high as well. That's another thing. Because when you sold an Xbox One, right, in China last gen, I don't know if you guys remember, it was $800 when we were paying $5. So imagine a console here imagine a console here, right, that could do 12K, let's say, it's $700, right? The equivalent of that. Let's just say, hypothetical, right? And in China, it'll be $1,300. They can't do that. That's why they want to build a digital streaming service like cloud to get to people where they don't have to feel like they're going to be left out and they can still play their games or Xbox games, for, in this case, on anywhere they want, on a TV, on a tablet, on their iPhone, on whatever, or on their phone of choice, whatever, without having to worry about, wow, I can't afford a console, or we can't get consoles in this country. You get what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. That's why I wholeheartedly believe that even 30, 40, 50 years from now, there's still, that's what Phil said, that hardware, there's always going to be a space for hardware, native hardware. People are always going to want native hardware. And yes, it's expensive to make native hardware, but the same way it's expensive, it's the same way with anything else. Cars get more expensive, sneakers get more expensive, food gets more expensive, everything gets expensive. It is what it is. If you can't afford gaming no more, then guess what? We're going to have to just stop playing. It is what it is.
Well, I want everybody on this and to just jump in with names if you can. I want to do this for the benefit of the audience because I'm just trying to wrap my head around. I'm just trying to wrap my head around the absolute denial of people like Sonia's Gaming, Crap Gaming, and Amazing Lucas Sega Man. I'm trying to wrap my head around putting up Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War, the next Uncharted, the next The Last of Us, the next Gran Turismo, and trying to put that up against Elder Scrolls, Avowed, Rare, trying to put that up against the next Gears of War, the next Halo, the next Doom, the next Wolfenstein, the next The Enemy Within, putting that up now against Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, Warcraft, Starfield, StarCraft, Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls.
Somebody stop me if you want the bleeding to stop. Like how the next Perfect Dark, the next Indiana Jones game, the next Forza Motorsports, the next Forza Horizon,
the next Fable,
the next Fable, Crossfire X, Redfall, all of that is coming.
Avowed.
Are Microsoft. How far do you have to reach to before you just say, man, we lost? Just take this L.
Yeah. I mean, like Iraq, it was hard for us.
Well, to be fair, Iraq, and this is coming from somebody who lives in the South. There are still people who think the South will rise again, and and the Civil War.
Oh
Now
boy.
actually lost the Civil War. So I'm not really surprised when I see PlayStation fans just can't take the L, man, because
Hold on one second.
It's
for some reason they
Iraq,
can't let it go.
Iraq, it was hard for us, right, to swallow, like in our gen,
preach,
when Sega, right, was
preach, preach.
coming to an end. It was very hard, but we didn't understand was that Sega at that time, right, because a lot of things weren't said. All that came about and was revealed through the years, obviously. But at that time, we didn't really know how bad the money situation was with Sega, right? It was really bad. And so that was the reason why they couldn't continue because Sony just had put it like this: Sony was worth $900 billion in the 80s.
At
In the
once, yeah.
fucking in the fucking 80s.
Yeah, that's
You know
crazy money.
you know high,
Back
$900
then.
billion. $900 billion in the 80s was the equivalent of 3 trillion now.
They had money to burn.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Mhm.
It was like $3 trillion based on our reality now. You see what I'm trying to say? And they were worth that then at that point. They didn't give a fuck. They bought everybody and plus Jesus' mother herself. They didn't care. Now they're getting a taste of their own motherfucking medicine.
Thank you.
And it's about time. It took long enough, for Christ's
Thank
sake.
you.
It
Thank
took
you.
long enough.
Poisoned.
It took long enough. They been deserved this. It's not now. Would I feel this way about Sony if they would have been a little bit more humbled and more respectful? Absolutely not. I would have had a different mindset. But the fact that they always said, "Fuck you, we're the biggest stock here. You can't beat us," and now they can't do nothing, and they're getting the same ass whooping and smackdown and getting smacked right from the back, and they can't figure out who it is. It's beautiful.
What pisses
It's a
me off
wonderful
the
thing.
most, what pisses me off the most, Sega Man, he
Mhm.
bought in Unlimited Production, is you got Colin Moriarty, who he's trying to act stupid, but he's been around as long as us. Maybe not as long. He's been around. He knows the industry.
Yeah, he knows.
Microsoft is bulldozing their way. Sony did the same thing back in '96. They bulldozed their way into the industry like a bull in a fucking china shop. They didn't care who they bullied. They didn't give a shit. They paid off all of the fucking magazines and they fucking bullied all of the publishers, bought up all the publishers to keep shit off of other fucking consoles. And now they're getting a taste of their own medicine. Their stupid fucking psychopathic idiot fucking fan base can't take it. And I don't care. I would have waited an eternity for this. I would have waited no matter how long it took to see them just. If they'd have just shut the fuck up, last generation. See, last generation, if they'd have just, they couldn't take the L, he bought. They couldn't take
Look,
the
if
L.
they would have left us alone and let us enjoy our fucking console, like you're saying, E-Rock, so elegantly, we wouldn't even give a fuck. This shit would have been blown over and we'd be like, oh, it is what it is. But since they didn't do that, that's why it's like, fuck them. Let's throw it down their throat. Let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Just bother them. Let's tease them for a little bit.
They never, this shit is deep rooted, man. They never accepted getting their ass kicked during the 7th generation. They never accepted that ass kicking the Xbox 360 gave them. So when the media gave them a free pass after E3 2013, they just rolled with it. They rolled with it. And Sony never said, yo, all of this praise we're getting is not deserved. Sony never said, well, you know what, we were going to plan DRM too. Sony never did any of that shit. They just sat back and enjoyed all of that shit. 1080p. Even though the Xbox One games resolution up still looked fucking better, right? The PS4 games were running at 1080p with shit frame rate. Nobody ever said shit about that, right? So the Xbox had to crawl their way out of all of that negativity with the Xbox One X ended all of that resolution debate. So they had to fucking change the goddamn narrative to games. But Game Pass and Xbox making these deals and Xbox playing the long game, and now here we are, January 19th or whatever, 2022, and these guys, they still don't want to take the L. I've never seen anything like this. What's it going to take for us to kill these motherfuckers? For them to take L? What's it going to take? We gotta fucking chop their fucking heads off. Then okay, y'all won. What the fuck is it going to take? Heba?
Man, hey, E-Rock, man. First of all, you know, when you're saying that they enjoyed it, nah, man, they did more to enjoy it. They flat out antagonized Xbox. Look, it's
E-Rock.
one thing. Look, it's one thing when the fans saying this is how you play games. That was Sony. That was like, imagine if Phil Spencer at the next E3 is like, "Hey, this is the only. Hey, how you play Call of Duty?" And he pulls out an Xbox controller, right?
That'd
Yeah.
be awesome.
Yeah, that's the shit Sony was doing. So they flat out antagonized it. To me, they caused it. They made it worse by playing into it. Which
Hey,
fair enough to them.
listen.
It's
I'm gonna give you
business.
guys more fuel. I'm gonna give you guys more fuel, right, to make fun of shit. Put it into perspective like this: with King Studios alone, which is the Candy Crush, right? They have 400 million users active today.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you know how much money they make in micros alone with that?
They made like
That's just King Studios, the ones that make Candy Crush.
Yeah, man.
So put it in perspective.
Huge
You could
mobile
use
game.
that too. Yeah, you could use that too for
wife
more
plays
fuel,
that
so that
shit.
you could make fun of some more E-Rock and Unlimited. It just like that shit that don't make no sense.
No, man,
Jesus
it's
Christ.
just we had this old say to
E-Rock. The second point I want to make, man, when you're saying how do you kill them, there's a reason why the Japanese call them cockroaches.
Oh shit. Yes, I remember that statement. Oh shit.
Maybe even after apocalypse, they'll still keep on this bullshit.
I mean, talk about going down with the ship, talking about the band on the Titanic playing the violins as the ship
That's
is
definitely
sinking.
that's definitely them.
These guys are like, that's heavy fucking duty. That's
Mhm.
heavy.
Well,
But,
brothers, what's next, brothers? What do you think is next, man? I mean, you think they're done, or you think Microsoft's going to keep buying studios? What's next, man? I mean,
Go ahead, answer, E-Rock. You first, so I know you got to go. You first.
I'm good. I'm good. I have no idea what's next. What could be? I have no like. Could you imagine the fucking backlash if they was to buy something else? Can you imagine the backlash
Warner Brothers
tomorrow morning if
Warner
Microsoft goes to the
Brothers.
store and buys milk? These motherfuckers are losing their mind. How dare you buy milk?
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? Like,
the disbelief in E-Rock's tone of voice is fucking hilarious. The disbelief in E-Rock's tone of voice. Go ahead. Go ahead. You answer next. Just Unlimited. I'll go last.
I don't know what's next. Personally, I'm a mind reader. I'm not an insider. Never claimed to be. But
That's right.
I, for 100%, know they're not done. And the reason I know they're not done is because the era we live in, content wars. The most important thing is, owning this stuff. They got competition in like a Tencent who's not done buying. And so,
that's right.
So when and their real competition is to like a Google, Amazon, Tencent, Alphabet, and all
you
that.
said it.
For everybody's watching this, right?
But here's the big difference with that, though, Unlimited. Real quick to add to what you're saying, the biggest difference between Tencent and them, or somebody like Google, they don't have the year of gaming experiences and how to handle them and how to handle those studios and developers. Go ahead, continue. I'm sorry.
True. But that doesn't stop Tencent for they put a lot of money into a lot of studios, right?
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely.
They have small percentages in Ubisoft, for example. And I'm just throwing random names. I don't actually remember what studios. But for example, they'll have 7% of Ubisoft. Some that seem small and innocuous right now, but later down the road, they start getting more and more and invested into it, and before you know it, looks who owns the company. So the point is, Microsoft, these companies, they don't ever stop being companies, and at the end of the day, they're always looking for acquisitions, growth, and all that stuff. So it's going to happen. I just don't know who, and I'm not going to sit here and predict anything right now.
Yeah, because who could have predicted this today? This is crazy.
This was just a bombshell.
What I see is this. At this point, okay, like E-Rock kind of hinted at before, at this point, anything that happens as far as acquisitions or them acquiring anyone, it's not under the realm of possibility. You see what I'm saying? If they say tomorrow or 2 months from now we bought Ubisoft, it wouldn't surprise me anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or we bought EA, because those are two companies that are kind of going to some downhill transitioning because of the backlash of certain things, and like over there, Ubisoft, they're seeing sexual allegations, and EA, the way they're not handling their IPs right, with the Star Wars deal they made for 10 years, and that didn't work out, and things of that nature. So that would kind of make sense if it happens, right? Um, and even something like, let's say, fuck it, let's say Take-Two, right? They want to buy Take-Two and they get those people. It wouldn't surprise me because they prove with today that money is not the issue.
Right.
They prove today that if anybody's willing to play ball, they're going to play ball with them. You see what I'm trying to say? And they're going to do what they got to do to make sure everybody's happy under this condition. I've seen an article already put out. Imagine, what are the possibilities if Nintendo get bought by Microsoft? Because Nintendo is worth what they just paid Activision as a whole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
They're worth what Activision is as a whole. They're worth under 65 billion or some shit. And Sony as a whole, with their movie division and their electronic division, I think they went up to 114 billion. Meanwhile, Microsoft is over 2 trillion.
Right.
You see what I'm trying to say? As a whole. So again, at this point, nothing would surprise. And this also makes me think that a lot of these companies are also going to be like, God damn, if Activision got a payday like that, what the fuck? We could make a deal.
Yeah, man, you're right.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Think about that.
I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
If Ubisoft is not seeing the type of numbers they're used to, even though they are worth over $100 billion, but they're not seeing that revenue profit, right? Or those profits. And same thing with EA or whoever else, even Take-Two, because even with Grand Theft Auto, they all make all their money comes from Grand Theft Auto. It still doesn't match what they make, what Microsoft can pay them, right? These companies are like, what the fuck, bro? We go under their moniker, we'll still have a big audience, we can make a deal where we can do certain things, keep certain games and certain platforms, and we're just going to make a boatload of money, and we're going to continue to go forward, right? There's no what ifs anymore. You see what I'm saying? There's no, Microsoft can't do that. There's none of that exists anymore. None of it exists anymore because that purse is beyond anything that's ever happened. Even with the Disney Marvel acquisition, with the Fox acquisition, no one has ever made this type of big acquisition at this price point. Okay, and the that's going to open eyes to a lot of people. They're like, wait, fuck, Microsoft paying what? They're doing what? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So don't be surprised. Look, Warner Brothers supposedly, when they get bought by Discovery, they want to kind of sell off the gaming division, right? Which they won't sell the IPs like Batman, obviously, because it's theirs. But I'm pretty sure they can sell the IPs for the merchandising, which video games falls on that, bracket. And they can make all those games that are under their moniker, like Max and Aliens and all the dark, DC Universe stuff, under Microsoft, because they said that the rumor is that the Harry Potter game got moved back to 2023 because they got the 2 games coming out this year, which is Gotham Knight and Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah.
Which that game of Harry Potter is supposed to come out this year. So what if they're trying to hold it back for the announcement for next year? Because they're already saying, and Phil said, we have another deal in the works already. They already said it.
Wow.
They already said it. That is, we haven't stopped buying, and we got another deal in place right now. I guess that means it's a big deal. Yes.
I was always a dude. I couldn't live in denial. Like to get back to y'all going to see some ridiculous shit this week from these Sony fanboys
for a while. For a while.
Like one of the reasons why I did not want to get rid of my Sega Dreamcast back in 2000. I did not. Yeah. But when I saw that Sega didn't have the impetus to fight anymore, and that they were going up against a giant, right? And I saw the list of games that was coming, I tried to justify every reason to keep my Dreamcast. And in a way, I kind of wish I kept it. I tried to justify the fact that I had Dead or Alive 2, Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio. Yeah. Some of the best games ever fucking made, great man. Games, some of the best, great games. But Sony just had everything. And it was time to face facts that that's where gaming was going. at least for 2000, 2001. I had no idea about Xbox. I didn't know that Xbox was coming to years later. I didn't know that Microsoft was making a fucking console. But like us Dreamcast owners had to make a hard choice. Sega Japan giving up on us. So what were we gonna do? Support a dead console? Even though the Japanese over there, they kept the Dreamcast alive and screwed us over.
For them, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what were we going to do? Support a dead fucking console? So Hebot and several other, Hebot and the rest of us were forced to buy PlayStation 2s. We were forced. We were forced.
What's up, Zink?
But we accepted fucking reality. We accepted reality and took that.
We knew that Sega was no longer the Sega of before. It wasn't going to happen.
Yes. So right now the same thing is happening with Sony. The same fucking thing. They're getting
little by little
fucking medicine that they dished out years ago. And the question is how long is Jabari Clark, King Thrash, and all of these dudes and Amazing Lucas going to live in denial? How long are you going to live in denial?
When they see that, they say it themselves. Hey, we're no longer owned by ourselves. Microsoft owns us now, because they could go in the wayside of just making games, and they could get owned by Microsoft at some point. I mean, it could happen. You know what I'm trying to say?
It happened to Sega. That's inevitable.
You know what I mean? So they can't blame and point fingers, because if they don't have the money, they just don't have the money. It's that simple, man. And people are like, "Oh, why are these companies that have money are buying these companies, studios that are smaller?" Why? Because in the market that we're in now, gaming being so expensive to make, just like movies, unless you have money and power, you can't afford to take those risks. Because if they don't make no money, the next week you're going to be closed. Shit, the next day they're going to be closed down, because it's just an expensive market with the risk is higher than the bargain. Then you know what I'm trying to say? I forget that saying. You guys know what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? And that's why you see it happening. You know, and they're like, "Oh, but you know, just look at Google Stadia. They failed." Yeah, because you don't have a console. You don't have ownership. It's a box. You don't even own the games. You can't even access them if you don't have the service paid for, even though you paid that $60 for that title. It's not the same thing. Microsoft's letting you play these games on a service where you don't have to earn it. You don't have to earn it. All you do is you go in, you buy it, and you pay the subscription, you play it. If you don't own it, you can play the game all to the end, the whole game, for just the value of what you paid that month. That's the difference.
How crazy is it that Sony is closing studios and Microsoft is buying publishers?
Yeah.
That says it all right there. That says it all right
there. That says it all. Yeah. Absolutely. It absolutely says it all. It absolutely says it all. And you know, and it's the reality of the situation. It just is. Sony right now has to dedicate their time and investment, what they put heavy money on, which is like the VR, which I don't think that PSVR 2 is going to do well.
Yeah, they're saying, but we got that. Yeah.
I don't think it's going to do well. They just have to do it because they invested big money on it. And it's understandable. They got to give it another shot. And then, you know, and then on top of that, you know, they have to make sure that the titles they have in the works get fully funded and finished. That's why they bought those smaller studios, to help out, to see if they can finish the God of War for this year, because that's what they said. That's why they hired him for it. And the statement that he said, the saying that he said, he called it malign. He called it malign. I saw it in here that where he was saying that's fucking stupid shit. He said, "Oh, malign influence." That's what he called it.
Yeah,
that's what he called it. He called it Microsoft has officially entered malign influence territory.
Oh, that's what he called it. Malignant, like cancerous.
Yeah. Well, it's MALIGN.
Yeah. Malign territory. He's trying to say that they're a cancerous fucking element in gaming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Colin, that's what he said. That's what he said. He said, as a matter of fact, look, I'll quote him. He said, "In purchasing Activision and choosing brute force over creativity, Microsoft has officially entered malign influence territory. My only hope is that Sony won't follow suit, but they probably will. Sacred symbols Plus is live.
Unlimited production. He's trying to sound smart, Colin Moriarty, but he
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
even
yeah,
use the word right. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a malignant influence.
yeah. Yes, yeah, malignant.
It's both, and it's disingenuous as hell. When he says he hopes Tony doesn't follow suit, that's a bull-faced lie. It's just him. It's just him saving face because again,
Maybe.
Tony can't
And I wanted
compete.
to
So
say-
the only way to
It
rationalize
might
it is
keep me
to do
up.
what, y'all? Downplay it. Make it seem like they're the good guys. Hey, look at
Oh,
Tony's being forced to buy studios, guys.
oh,
It's not their fault.
Unlimited. You said something that reminded me of something else I heard. You know how you just said disingenuous? I
Yeah.
heard somebody say again, guys, listen to this, that when Phil says, I want everybody to be able to play how they want to play, where they want to play, and however they want to play, it's kind of disingenuous since they're kind of beating out the competition and forcing them their hand that they don't have any options. Listen, when Phil says they want people to play however they want to play, wherever they want to play, and how they choose to play, he's talking about their ecosystem. He never meant and said so that we could have all these titles on every console. No, he's talking about you can play it on the road, on your phone. You could play it in the comfort of your couch or of your bed on a tablet. You could play it on your personal computer in your private space, or you could play it on the TV on your screen with your family. That is what he's talking about. But I hate how they try to skew that shit around and make it seem like, well, if he's saying that statement, shouldn't he mean that all their games and Game Pass should be on PlayStation and Nintendo also?
No.
You see what I'm trying to say?
No.
That's what they're trying. I hate when they do. I heard somebody say that shit today too.
Yeah,
I was like, you fucking bastards! Like you motherfuckers make me mad. Like they piss me the fuck off with that shit because you know they're just trying to push a narrative. You know, the next question is going to be, oh, Microsoft, you're going to hear this for the next year. You're going to still put Call of Duty in PlayStation?
No.
Because it only makes sense. It only makes sense.
Are you
Remember,
going to give us Spider-Man? No. Well, fuck you.
exactly. That's how I would do it. Exactly. And they don't even own it, so that makes it worse. That makes it insult to injury.
No more Crash
but you're going to see it. You're going to see. I just saw somebody say. I just saw somebody put that Banjo-Kazooie, you know, the first one, is going to be released to the stream on the Nintendo Switch. I say, see, this is what I'm talking about. Microsoft, keep letting Nintendo get shit, bro. This drives me insane, bro. Microsoft don't learn. They don't learn. You know, the first game that came out is going to be on their streaming service, where you can play it through the streaming service. Somebody just put that up. Oh, gosh. Here we go. Here we go.
What is that? What's that one song he bought or E-Rock?
Which
How
one?
does it feel to be on your own? Because it's lonely out there in the PlayStation streets right now, bro. Because you know they're probably really ass hurt about that Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, bro. That was their like mascots, man. Now we got that shit.
Oh no, they disowned. No, dude, they disowned Crash Bandicoot and Spyro years ago, like you disowned Lara Croft. Anything that means so. It's like a betrayal. I remember Jabari Clark wrote. What did Jabari Clark write years ago? Oh yeah, about fucking Ninja Theory. They're dead to me. They're dead to me now. Like wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't not one of us said, "Oh, Insomniac with the Sony, they're dead to us." Not one of us said that shit.
My god.
And look, I've always said Sunset Overdrive was my favorite game of last generation, and I still didn't throw no damn
I
hits.
can't go to bed, Flip.
Yeah, Sunset Overdrive was fucking awesome. Why we hate Insomniac? Because they went back to Sony. Like that was their decision, and they're going to end up regretting it the same way that Bungie regretted going to where'd they go?
Activision.
Shit.
Wait, hold on. What did you say? What did you say? Unlimited production?
Bungie went to Activision those years ago.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. I didn't even put this together. Microsoft owns Bungie again.
They're throwing more chairs at their heads.
Yeah, they own Bungie again because they're under Activision. Yeah, you're right.
Yep, that's right.
Oh
man.
Of all the
Oh,
fuckery.
man.
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
That's
man.
just too funny.
The salt is heavy.
And you know what? And guys, you know what? Here's the crazy thing. Bungie's probably breathing a sigh of relief. They wanted to come home. They wanted to come home, but they couldn't.
They own something else too, guys. I don't know if you know that. E-Rock, they own an animation studio that they just built. I think it was like a couple years back. So if they want to make anything animation wise in that space for like any Xbox IPs, they could do that as well too.
So Xbox owns Destiny now.
I guess you could. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so, man. Yeah, Bungie.
Yeah, they own it. They own Destiny now too. I guess. Yeah, because I think Activision own the IP, right? They bought the IP, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So,
yeah, they
own. Yeah, so they own it too. Yeah, that's true.
I guess Sony won't get Destiny no more either, huh?
Microsoft is just
man.
Yo, see, this is why it's so.
They're gonna tell Sony play. They're gonna tell Sony play. You can keep Destiny, but we'll keep Call of Duty on Xbox. Oh, that really will piss them the fuck off. That shit would piss them off. That shit would piss them off.
What?
That's funny as hell.
Holy fuck!
You didn't even think about that earlier, right, E-Rock?
It was so much going on. We couldn't think about it because Destiny
too much to process.
Destiny's been such a factor. It's too much to process.
He said, no, guys, Bungie is not under Activision anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for the information.
Oh, wow. What are they, independent?
Probably.
Yeah, look what Outer Zinc wrote. He said, yeah, Bungie made some, what did he say?
Concessions.
Oh, yeah.
From under the Activision deal. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right. But still, it's funny. It's funny as fuck. What about Destiny, the IP? That's why I said, do Activision own it?
Yeah, I don't.
No, if they own the IP, then they still own the IP. Then Microsoft still will own the IP if that's the case. Or did they let Bungie keep the IP? Which I don't think that's the case, but it could be. It could be.
Yeah, that was good. That was good. They did. Yeah.
Bungie was another developer who thought the grass would be green on the other side. Bailed out.
Yeah.
Bailed out.
Joe Sinister said Bungie owns it.
Oh, Bungie owns it?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm glad thanks for the information.
Some rights.
Thank you for the information. I thought Activision had bought it. That's why I asked. So we stand corrected, but it's still funny.
It is. Because that would be crazy, bro. That would be crazy.
Shit is just going down.
What's his name? Ron Ferguson and Michael Barra back under Xbox.
Yeah, that's another.
Yeah, that's right.
They're back with Xbox. Oh shit.
That's right.
They're back on Xbox. Those two bums. They own Diablo now. Imagine, Jesus Christ. Well, not Rob so much, but what's his name? Mike Jabara. He kind of tried to slander Xbox a little bit when he left, or try to throw shade. So I wonder how it feels now. Jeez. Jesus. Yeah, it is what it is.
They own a lot of IP that that are lying dormant too, right?
Yeah, dormant.
Has been out.
Yeah, a lot of dormant shit. Yeah, they own fucking Tony Hawk, for Christ's sakes. Now it's owned by Microsoft. Yeah, Tony Hawk's, all that shit. Yeah. Blur, the racing game.
Great to see that come back. Oh man,
there's a lot of shit. Under there.
Yeah, guys.
A lot of shit.
Man, great day today. Good news, Unlimited. Good news, man.
Yeah,
very good news, man. I was shocked to hell when I seen E-Rock doing that video. Like, what the fuck is going on, man? This is crazy, bro.
I thought E-Rock was bullshitting me. Now this man is playing a prank early in the morning on me. And then he goes, no, it's E-Rock's a nigga, it's afternoon. What you talking about morning? You just woke up?
Yeah, man. I didn't know what to think. I said, God damn, these Puerto Ricans is lazy. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But I forget he about to be up all night driving and shit. And I ain't know, man. My bad. But
no, that shit was funny as hell when you said that shit. He's like, nigga, it's afternoon. What you talking about? You just woke up.
Yeah, my man was like, good morning. I'm like, what?
For me, it was morning because I had woke up just recently because I didn't sleep. I literally fell asleep at 7:30 in the morning because I couldn't breathe every time I laid on my back. So I had a really bad night. That's basically why. But it was just hysterical. You know, that's the kind of shit you tell me that just makes me laugh. Like only he can do that shit. It makes me laugh because it's funny.
Well,
That shit was funny.
don't feel too bad because the Sony fans, they can't breathe right now either. It's like they getting stung by bees. They can't take this shit. Like stop. They wanted to stop, but it's not going to stop.
It's not going to stop. That's the bad
I
part.
love it. Imagine being a Sony fan and having to wake up to that news this morning.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ!
Their fucking eyes was bleeding. They motherfucking everything is bad for them now, man. They cornflakes taste nasty. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you, Rock, you needed to see Twitter and all the fake fraud. Like the limit can tell you, that shit was crazy. All these people that always talking shit, they were like, "Oh, forget it. I'm just gonna sell my PS5. Ain't no point. Fuck this." Even what's his name? Another LED. Remember that Alex makes a lot of videos making fun of him. He was the first one. He changed his damn logo to Xbox logo. I'm like, this dude
are you
is
serious, man?
Yeah.
Fucking fraud, bro.
Shit, that shit was fucking
No, stay your ass
hysterical.
over there.
They can't. Limited. Their favorite game's coming to Xbox. They can. Their favorite game is not owned by Xbox.
Now, bro. Ain't no
They
greatness.
can't. They can't.
The second best selling game on the PS5 was Call of Duty, so they kind of stuck.
Listen, their own IP.
Even look, let's even be a little kind here. Even if Call of Duty stays multi-plat, right?
Yeah.
Let's be fucking real. They ain't never gonna get exclusive content ever again.
Nope.
And it ain't never gonna have the best version ever again. That's over. Yep. The best version will be on Xbox, and all the content exclusive will be on Xbox. And we're gonna have it on Game Pass. So if you don't want to buy it because you're not sure, you don't have to worry about, can you pay $70? So at the end of the day, either way, those flip-floppers that changed from 360 chasing Call of Duty PS4, they got to do the same thing and retract and go back home. Mommy and daddy got a new lesson for you. You can't come back to your parents and bend down and say you're sorry.
Well, I mean, my own anecdotal evidence, like my brother, man, he was one of those guys, had a 360, then a PS4. He, I helped him get a PS5 last year, actually. But
yeah. Remember you said that, yeah.
Yeah, but recently he was like, "Oh man, I saw that Xbox had backwards compatibility." And he's like, "You were right, man. I should have been got that."
A nice backwards compatibility sale going on right now too.
Yeah, that's true. So now he to help him look for a Series X.
Yeah,
that's what's up. He's definitely gonna come back now. Especially if you let me Call of Duty.
Here's what's ridiculous about these Sony PlayStation fans. Other Zinc says that Jason Schreier is calling for the Department of Justice to look into Microsoft.
Oh yeah, he did.
For the acquisition. Now here's the thing. He's going to look into it and look into the acquisition of Activision. But Activision's fucking army of lawyers, Microsoft's army of lawyers and accountants, they didn't do all this ahead of time. They didn't
with a little bit of thought.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Let Jason Fryer try to have his 50 minutes of fame. Listen, other than himself will put that boy in place. That should be funny. Yeah. Other than he's a fucking character. He's funny as hell. He'd be fucking going and shit.
Said he's an Xbox adversary.
Flip! Hey, Flip! You gotta come on sometime with us, man. You gotta come on Saturdays and Sundays on with us, man. What's on with you? Yeah, but he got to get his sleep because that Xbox, when they do the Xbox podcast with 100 shot, that should be at like 2 in the morning sometime.
2 in the morning.
He need his energy.
Coast though. He's on the West Coast though.
Yeah. That shit funny. Flip is funny as hell. He is funny. He's fucking retarded.
Man, great day, man. It's still unbelievable, man. Microsoft is just, they're doing some great things with gaming, man, and with the Xbox community and the fans, bro. I mean, we're real happy over here. This is just still unbelievable. They're just buy. I cannot wait to play a lot of these games too in Game Pass, brother. I can't, and it's up at 25 million. Imagine it's gonna go
Oh
up.
yeah,
For
yeah.
like
It went up to
35,
25
40 million. I guarantee you.
I
This is
mean, now,
crazy.
whoosh, it's just gonna keep growing, man. It's just gonna keep growing.
I mean, this is
They have
crazy, bro.
so many AAA potential now, right there in there. Like, I mean, it's funny how they started as the welfare pass and now it's the world domination pass.
Yeah.
That shit is hysterical.
Yeah, the shit is hilarious.
So I guess
In a
after
world.
they make it official, we'll start seeing some games dropping in there, just like they did with Bethesda. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It'll be official next year. It's gonna take a year. That's like Bethesda. It's gonna take a year before it's finalized. And they already announced that I think the guy, Bobby Kotick, he's stepping down with a big ass fucking pension. Let me tell you,
Right.
Motherfucker, he getting $230 million to step
God
down.
damn.
Jesus Christ,
Man,
shit, I'll step down any day.
God damn, bro, that's a lot of moolah.
And our boy Phil over there just making guap and acting like he don't make no guap. He making that guap. He just got promoted again today. Jeez, they made a whole new position for my man.
Hey,
Like, damn.
you think, hey, brothers, before we close it out, because it is getting late. I know it's getting late. You guys got to go. I got to go. Do you think, what do you think, guys, about, you think we need E3 anymore? There was a question brought up about that. I seen some, some stuff on the internet about it, because do you think we need E3 anymore? Because I think a lot of these companies now, they're saying that they don't need E3 anymore. You think E3 is going to last or go away?
They don't need E3 no more because they don't have no games.
Shut up,
It was a dude in our chat earlier said, man, E3, the one booth is gonna be Microsoft.
You're stupid.
I wouldn't want to go to E3 either if I ain't had shit to show.
You're stupid. Culturally, though, you still need an E3 because it's still part of the whole experience and the culture. You can meet up with people, friends, meet up the developers, meet up with people like Phil, like Aaron, meet them, in person. They get to know the fan base in person, So it's still a very beautiful and nice experience if you think about it. And it's just like when you go watch a game. It's in a bar, whether it's in the real stadium. I think there's still room for E3, but the thing is that where they host it, the people that are in charge, they charge a lot of money, where it's kind of unrealistic at this point, because unless, again, you have big pockets, you really can. Only the people with the big guns are able to afford to go there, right? And when you watch it virtually, even though it's cool because you still see, the games, it just feels more robotic, right? It doesn't feel as natural as when it does when you're in person there and you see you can speak to the developers straight up yourself and things like that. So culturally, I think it doesn't need to go away. I think it's still room for it.
I don't want it to go away, but I don't.
Right, me neither. I mean, that starts Super Bowl for video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for all the new independent people coming in, and even when they, amalgamate things that are connected with movies or books or that have to do with games and video games now too, it's also nice there. They have like a retro section. It's just, like I said, culturally as an experience, it's a celebration of video games, announcing the new stuff and all the anticipation of what's coming out with all these developers that are making games now. So, and for the future. So I don't see it why it shouldn't go away. The reality why people are saying we don't need it is because people like Iraq said that are broke, like Sony or like other companies that can't afford to do that. Of course, they're going to say they don't need it because they could just do a show, do a video for 45 minutes or an hour, spend no money, show the games, and that's it. And then people say, oh, they won E3 because, that's been the joke also and the little clownery that goes on year after year. They don't even show up. Oh, Sony still won E3 even though they didn't show up. That's the mindset behind that. But you saw when Microsoft did their show and presentation this year, it was really nice. It felt good. And just being there in person is even better. When they had Keanu Reeves on stage and all that stuff. it's a
Oh,
great
really?
experience. You know what I mean? So I think culturally it should never go away, but it's one of those things that is expensive. So only time will tell. We'll probably lose that shit too. And we'll be all digital, like E-Rock said. Fuck.
Well, hey guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. This was a great show tonight, man. I'm gonna go back and watch my brother E-Rock's podcast, man, with special guest Outer Zinc, man. I know it was a good show, so I'm gonna actually
Hmm.
watch that with all you guys on there tomorrow morning when I'm around here doing stuff around the house, man. I'm gonna check it out. Definitely check it out, man. But I want to say something before we go. I want everybody to remember this, man. You guys started this in 2013. You guys started it, all right? And we're going to end it. When you want to
Hmm.
come out here and say 720p box, Xbox got no games, VCR box, TV, but now all you got is TV. You guys started this, man. And you, like I said before, you'll be surprised who watches your videos because they are watching, man. And Phil started it. What will never be beaten in the power narrative again. And then it came Game Pass. Now they're buying studios because they listen to that stuff, man. And I'm telling you, you guys started it, man. You should have never opened your mouth like E-Rock said earlier in the podcast. If you would have just kept your fucking mouth shut and mind your own business, you wouldn't be in this predicament right now. I truly believe that, man. I truly believe that, man. So, man, you guys done it to yourself, and you really, honestly, you need to take the L. And I know you motherfuckers are listening, too. I know you're in here listening. You need to take that L because this is real. This shit is real out here, man. Phil Spencer, Microsoft, Xbox ain't playing, bro. You know what I mean? It's a done deal, man. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, guys, we're going to close out, brother. So let's start with our brother, Unlimited Productions, brother. Tell everybody where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, Unlimited Production, where I do my own show, The Unlimited Truth, which I still need to get you on sometime, Sega Man. But I know we usually have super conflicting
We get on there, man.
schedules. Yeah, yeah, and but otherwise, yeah, massive day today, and I'm not sure if I'll make the next Exile podcast because it looks like it's scheduled for the day before Valentine's Day.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
Man.
yeah,
break next.
Gonna
yeah.
be
Break
smashing
next.
bras,
Break
bro.
next.
Shit, yeah, man. It seems like I keep missing these podcasts, man. These weekly podcasts. So
Due to
Valentine's Day,
unforeseen,
forget it.
due to unforeseen forecast, due to the unforeseen forecast, Unlimited will have to tend to some actual male activities on the next Exile podcast, which we cannot disclose at this point and at this time.
Our brother Tuck won't be able to make it either. He'll be smashing them neck bones.
Oh, Tuck don't stop with his pound puppy fucking
Hey, man,
stable over there.
that was funny, man. When I was listening to the podcast, and He-Rock's like, "Damn, we're live, man. We're live, man. What the fuck are you doing? We're live." That shit was funny. Oh man,
Hell yeah, that was funny. Yeah, when E-Rock was telling him, yo, Tuck, and he was not there. He really stepped away. that shit was funny as fuck.
Oh man.
Oh, y'all gotta mute this motherfucker.
All right, man.
Oh.
All right, man. The most powerful game, T-Bot,
Yep.
my brother.
Yep.
Thank
Yes,
you for
sir.
coming and joining me in the late night, man. Talking about
Well,
this.
I mean,
I had to do it, brother. I had to, man. You know.
well, I mean, it's always a pleasure, and we're not gonna not be there for you. I mean, you were missed in today's crowdcast because you're part of the Exile. We had a time to talk, and we probably, would have guessed it that you wanted to get some stuff out your chest. So the fact that we were able to come in for a little bit, right, and speak with you, we weren't going to say no. Yeah, especially with E-Rock and Unlimited, it's harder for them because they work and they have obligations in the morning with family members. Me, I'm always up late, so I wasn't going to tell you. No, you know that. So
that's because you're a vampire.
I'm just glad. Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes I wonder. For real. But we weren't going to tell you no. We're here for you. You know that, brother.
And thank you very much. I really appreciate it, man. And on that, man, he bought the most powerful gamer, man. Tell the people where they can find you, man.
Trying to convince Phil if you acquiesce me so I can, work under his wing or something, since they're buying everything out, might as well. I need some money. Help me out. I work for you. Yeah, I'll do a new version of your song, of the new Microsoft, theme song saying, "We're not gonna take it." No, we ain't gonna take it. That's the new Microsoft theme song. We're not gonna take it anymore. That's where you can find me, guys.
Yeah, man, it was a blast tonight. And last but not least, my brother, the Don King of Xbox, E-Rock X. Thank you for being here tonight, man, because I know you have important things you do in the morning, at home. There's a lot of things that you take care of, man. And I know you're busy at home with moms and everything else, man. But I want to thank you for coming out here, man, and doing the podcast, man, about the great news today, brother. So tell the people where they can find you, E.
Hey, man, Tuck said that next time you better be on time, man. He said next time he said he wants you to leave work and you better be on time, man. And then after he said that, he himself disappeared for like an hour and a half. So
Man.
hey, man, y'all can find me on my channel, man, the E-Rock X channel. It's just great. Xbox is the best box. We only been telling y'all since 2013.
Yep.
So maybe now it's finally sinking in. Great to be here, Sega man.
Thank you, man. You know what? This is a great group of brothers on here, man, because we stuck through it, man. We didn't turncoat. We didn't go and say, yeah, man, fuck Xbox, man. I'm going to go to PS4. Fuck Xbox. You're anti-consumer, man. They suck, man, and all this other shit. We didn't do that, man. We lived through all that shit since 2013, hearing all kind of shit, people coming in our comment sections, talking bullshit when we like talking about Xbox and the games we like enjoying.
Super Lucky's Tales, why are you playing this trash?
Yeah, the Kraken is lacking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And just like Z used to say, women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. Well, guess what? Numbers don't lie now over here. That's what you should be saying now, because
those numbers really don't lie. It's cost $68.5 billion.
Yeah, man.
Those numbers definitely don't lie.
Yeah, man. And I'm great. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What do we got? Outer Zinc, Dear Bob, Channel. Who else we had in here? Flip Money.
These brothers are troopers, bro. They're real warriors. They come out for us.
Man. That's what I'm talking about.
No matter what.
Damn, Outer Zinc said he's staying up all night. He's hype, bro.
He's hype.
we had Fireboss in here. Fireboss came. Joe Sinister. He was in here. Craig Simmons TV channel. All these great brothers came in here to hang out with us tonight, man. Much respect, man. But we're going to get out of here, man. We're going to get to bed, go relax and stuff, man. But you'll see us next time on the Exile podcast. It'll be coming up here pretty soon next month, right, E?
Actually, February. Yes, right. February 13th. Yeah.
February 13th. Yep. And we'll probably have some good stuff to talk about that. Talk about too on the Exile. Our next Exile podcast, and always join us on the Alpha podcast, man. Everybody's always welcome. You know what I mean? You guys have a good night, man. All right.
Good night.
Buenas noches.
We're eating good over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Xbox for life, brother. We don't die, we multiply. And as E-Rock always says, bye-bye, PlayStation. Peace.